classify and code them all over the place. We gender them, we age them, we assign an age to them, we assign a social class to them, we assign a race to them. We do all kinds of stuff when we see someone for the first time. And we don't even think about the fact that we're doing it. It's just automatic. We make sense of them by assigning all these things to them. And sometimes we just don't get it right. Sometimes we think we're seeing something and it's not what we're actually seeing. So thinking of all of your various identities, raise your hand if you have ever been assumed by someone else to be part of an identity group with which you do not actually identify. That's almost everybody in the room. So that's one of the challenges of identity, that oftentimes what people think they're seeing is not what they're seeing. Another challenge is that sometimes people describe themselves they use what I think of as convenience identities. Identities that may not tell the whole story, they may not be completely accurate, but they're good enough for now. An example is my nephews are Filipino and Jewish. When people ask them what are they, which unfortunately happens all the time, it's one of their least favorite questions, but when people ask what are you, they usually just say Filipino. Because they could say I'm biracial and I'm this and I'm that and I'm these 8 European blend flavors and I'm also Filipino and blah, 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 but they usually just say Filipino. Now they're telling you their identity, but are they telling you the whole story? So that's another challenge of identity, that even when someone gives you the word, they may not be telling you enough to really understand them. They're telling you something that's just convenient enough, giving you enough information to answer your question, sort of. Another challenge of identity is that when we identify as things, other people have all kinds of ideas of what that means and what we should be doing based on that identity. Identities usually come with expectations. If you identify as a woman, then you should behave in certain ways. If you identify as a gay person, you should behave in certain ways. If you identify as Jewish, you should behave in certain ways. There are all kinds of expectations. If you identify as black, you should behave in certain ways. Yes? Raise your hand if you have ever been told for any of your identities that you were not doing your identity properly. Ooh, you bad people. So that's another thing about identity, is that people think that when you identify something, they can expect certain things out of you, and so many of us are not doing that. So identities are not necessarily what people think. So those are just a few of the ways in which I believe identities are too complicated to ever fit neatly into little boxes. So if we just made up these little categories, gay, straight, bisexual, would that hold our complexity? Not even close. And so that's where I'm beginning this program, is really from that understanding that no matter what we do, it will be enough